So happy to see my next guest back in action. He's going to be taking on Dustin Jacoby, UFC Fight Night, June 8th. It is Dominick Reyes back here on the program. Dom, how are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm doing good. Enjoying the sunshine out here in California today.
That's awesome. Well, good to see you back. I know last time we spoke, obviously you had the issue with the blood clots and everything. How did all that go, and was this the right amount of time off, between that and getting this fight?
Yeah, the timing worked out. Got through the blood clots pretty smoothly, I guess. Smooth.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all good. I feel good, and yeah, I'm ready to go. I was ready to go in January, so it just delayed camp a little bit more, and that was a little frustrating.
Yeah, and you must be happy as well getting a fight in front of a crowd. I know a lot of fighters, they're going to the Apex a lot. At least this fight will be in front of fans.
Yeah, Louisville, Kentucky. I'm excited. I've never been there, and I'm excited to meet the people and see what the city's got to offer.
Yeah,
it's an awesome experience to be able to travel and actually see the world as a UFC fighter. So, bringing back these fight nights in different cities around the U.S. is really awesome. It's really something I enjoy. So
good.
It's going to be a good night.
Yeah, glad to hear it. So you're fighting Dustin Jacoby. Did you know much about him before taking this fight, or was he one of those guys you had to look up?
No, I know who Dustin Jacoby is. I trained in Colorado with Team Elevation. But I've seen Jacoby coming up. I've seen the Khalil fight. I felt he won that fight.
Right.
He's a good fighter. He's a extremely tough and very technical fighter. And he likes to fight, so it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, I think, kind of looking at this on paper, two really good strikers going at it. Obviously, Jacoby's got the kickboxing background as well. How are you looking at this fight from a style perspective?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It's two strikers. He's a kickboxer, technical kickboxer, and I'm more of an explosive athlete-style fighter. But we both have football backgrounds. I don't know if you know that. He played college football. He was a quarterback, I believe. And I'm a safety, so it's a cool matchup. I like to hit quarterbacks. It's a rare opportunity for a safety to hit a quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. Well, hey, it's we'll see what the better position is on June 8th for sure. Now, tell me a bit about camp, because I know the last time you and I spoke, you kind of went back to your roots, so to speak. Where are you training right now, and who are some of the main training partners helping you get ready for this one?
Yeah, so I'm back in Temecula, back in Victorville with Joe Stevenson, working with Jared Vandera, working with Diego. Working with my team. I'm actually going to Denver next week to work with Curtis Blaydes and Zach Pogba and those guys over at Team Elevation. I'm going back to my roots of actually going and training with those guys again. So I'm excited about that. It's always fun working with those guys.
Excellent. How long are you going to be staying out in Colorado for that camp, for that part of camp?
Well, I'll just spend a week out there. I'll spend a week just dealing with the elevation and being pushed when you're building your cardio, getting ready for a fight.
Now, if I remember correctly, I think last time you trained in Denver, it didn't really go the way you wanted. I can't remember exactly why. Was there any hesitation going back?
Well, I did a full camp out there. It was kind of like the Connecticut thing where it just wasn't enough time. Like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't enough time. I wasn't able to fully get comfortable and figure out my living arrangements perfectly and have everything dialed in. It was like we just did it and things weren't dialed.
Gotcha. So it's a little bit more concrete now, a little bit more your style going out there this time, right? I would assume.
Well, no, this is for just like some sparring, some good grappling, just good work with good opponents in the middle of camp, because I have my camp already going. Mm-hmm. This is the mid camp, just to go work with some high level guys.
Yeah. And I'm sure that elevation will help too, just, getting that extra cardio, which is great. It seems like and I always find it kind of cool because for people who don't know, you and Curtis used to have the same manager back in the day. It seems like there's always been a good friendship there, a lot of respect, I think both ways. How important is that to have guys that are high level that you can train with whenever you want, and just a guy that I know has always been in your corner supporting you too?
Yeah, man, having friends, whether it's in fighting or whatever it is, it's important to have people who you could trust, who are on your side and you just want each other to succeed. It's an important thing to have, and to have it with another fighter at such a high level as Curtis, it's awesome. We keep in touch. We've been talking through all these years, man. I mean, it's crazy. And not just that, all the guys at Team Elevation, man. I've known all those guys for years. So it's pretty cool to be able to go see them again. It's like going and seeing old friends. But we both have advanced and done different things in our careers.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong about this, but Alonzo Menifield doesn't train with those guys. It's just with Pat Barry, because I know he's in Colorado. The reason I bring him up is because obviously Alonzo got a win over Jacoby, right? So.
Oh yeah, he did. But I don't know. I don't know if he trains with. I'm not sure he trains with all those guys.
Yeah.
And he does train with Pat Barry. Yeah, Alonzo used to be part of the crew too.
That's right. That's why I thought of that too, because I wondered maybe he's got some.
We used to train out there in Denver. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe he might be a guy, if you're in town, he's in town. Exactly. Hit him up. He's a guy who, he had the recipe to beat Jacoby, right? So.
Absolutely. And he's a great guy. I don't know if you've ever talked to Alonzo or anything.
Oh, big time. Back when you had your old manager, I was interviewing all those guys from your roster. So I'm quite familiar with him a lot.
Right. Heck yeah.
So, good dude.
All right. Yeah.
Anyways, just something I thought I'd bring up as well. Now, also, you always make weight, but how's the cut going with being out for so long? Everything kind of on point there?
Oh, it's a lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
Once you adopt it as a lifestyle, it's easy.
Okay.
So that's just where I'm at. It's all coming together.
What when you say lifestyle, like what are you eating right now as far as like, your day to day? What does that look like?
I'm eating healthy. I'm happy. I'm eating pretty much whatever I want, almost as much as I can.
Gotcha, but probably not a lot of processed stuff. Just all good.
Zero process, zero seed oils.
There you go. Okay, yeah, exactly. Because a lot of people don't realize there's seed oils and everything, right? It's crazy. So it's good to get that natural
Paul
stuff.
Saldano's my boy.
What's that, sorry?
Paul Saldano.
Oh, the Carnivore MD. Yeah, I follow him on Instagram. He's great. So, have you ever talked to him?
I have. He's a good dude.
Yeah. I know people give him a lot of flack, but I think his overall message is great. Like, look at what you're eating. Like, how can you go to the doctor?
That's the overall message.
Yeah.
Yep. Look at what you're eating. Don't just eat all this processed, ridiculous stuff. I know you can't always have a perfect diet, but you don't have to eat poison every day.
Yeah, completely agree. Did you just find him on Instagram, or how did you hear about him?
I did. I found him on Instagram. I actually heard about his book first, and then I found him on Instagram. So.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think animal-based is kind of the way to go. We could probably do a whole show on this because I'm kind of feeling the same way. I got 2 kids. I'm always seeing all the crap they're eating. It's like, you got to make sure that you're kind of looking at the labels. If it's got a big ingredient list, it's probably not too good for you, right? So
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. Get stuff, more natural to eat. It's like fuel in a car, right? You put gasoline in the car, it's going to run well. You put something else in the car, it's not going to run well, right? So.
Yep. And then on that same note, as an athlete, I'm like a Ferrari. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got to really be careful with the fuel and put the best fuel. So.
Exactly. I'm more of a Honda Civic guy, but still got to put in the right fuel, if you know what I mean. So it's all good. Your corner, what will that look like? You mentioned going to Denver. Any of those guys in your corner, or will it just be the guys from California?
No, I got my team out here. I'm good to go. I'm very excited. I'm excited to see the guys out there too. See Cody and Vinny out there too. Those guys are pretty cool, man.
Awesome. Jacoby's tough to finish, right? He's not an easy guy to take out. How do you see this fight playing out?
He's not easy to finish at all. Extremely tough, extremely technical. But I see it like similar in my eyes. It's like I'm seeing like a OSP style fight where we're just, doing our thing for 3 rounds.
It's probably just, taking things fight to fight and kind of see where this goes. Is that kind of how you're taking things? And I also imagine you want to keep active as well.
All the above.
Yeah.
Yep. I want to keep active, taking it fight by fight. I'm at this point, man, I'm just grateful to be alive.
Yeah.
I'm grateful. I'm extremely grateful to have the opportunity to compete in the highest organization in the world with the UFC. I'm grateful that God's blessed me and those around me and with life and love and happiness. And I know the world's kind of going in different directions and the media says one things, but we just got to remember to love each other, man. That's pretty much it.
No, well said. I couldn't agree more. How different is this camp? Because we talked the last interview, obviously when you had the blood clot, now it's over, you're going to get back in there. How different are things just for you mentally? Because it really seems like you're in a good place. Like you said there, you got good people around you, got a different perspective maybe on things. How different are things?
It just feels good to be good at what I do again as well.
Mhm.
Like, I don't have any more questions or doubt in my mind like I did for the last few years, really. I know exactly who I am and what I do, and I'm good at what I do again. I'm very good at it. And yeah, I'm excited. Like, being a master craftsman, working your whole life at a craft, day in and day out, and then when you go and show the world or somebody comes and sees you, it's amazing and it's effortless for you. I, that's kind of where I'm at.
Well said, man. Obviously, a lot going on in your division. First and foremost, what did you think of Alex Pereira, who I know you got to train with, knocking out Jamahal Hill in his last fight? That was pretty impressive at UFC 300.
Extremely impressive. Extremely happy for that man. He's a good dude. We may have to come across each other one day, but it's not going to be anytime soon. So much love to Alex, man. Really awesome. Really awesome.
Do you still keep in touch with him and Glover, the team? Because it seemed like you did have a good time there when you trained.
I did have a good time, and it was good being there. But after I left, it was important for me to find myself again.
Right.
So I didn't. I still keep in touch with them, but I'm not like as involved.
No, I get it.
I'm on the other side of the country.
Yeah, no.
Going my own journey. So yeah, it's been nice to see. It's good people, and he's spreading positive messages. He's a good champion. So very nice.
Completely agree. And then obviously, guy you fought, Jon Jones. We think it's Stipe that will be the next fight, and then that's it. I know he said some stuff about Pereira. Do you think he'll ever fight anyone else other than Stipe? So what's sort of your read on that as someone who's in the division?
Jon likes to just mess around too. He likes to just say whatever he wants. He likes mental warfare. Jon's a big mental warfare guy. So I can't really take anything he's saying, seriously. It's all with a grain of salt for me, because I've had that mental war with him before. But I think he just wants to be. I think all he wants is to be regarded as the greatest ever, and he's willing to fight whoever he has to fight to prove that. I think when he fought me, I was the most dangerous guy, and he was like, "Yeah, I want to be known as the greatest. I want to fight the best guys, the most dangerous guys." So he fought me, and now he's looking at Alex in that same light. Especially if Alex goes up to heavyweight, wins the belt, then that's a big. Jon wants a big money fight that solidifies him as the best ever. So that's what he's aiming for. So he has all these different scenarios that could play out that he's kind of, setting a narrative for a bunch of different scenarios.
Okay, interesting. Because I think there's some people who feel like he'll fight Stipe and that's it. And there's a reason like he's not fighting Aspinall and these other guys. But you think Pereira might be the guy he'd entertain beyond the Stipe fight?
Absolutely. That's his plan. I'm gonna fight Stipe. I beat Stipe. I'm regarded as the greatest ever. Alex comes up and wins the belt, then it's another opportunity. And for him, he probably feels like he could, grapple Alex or something like that. So.
Yeah, it would be interesting. Well, I think it's interesting too. I don't know. Like, do you think the UFC even lets Pereira go up a weight class? Because there's a few contenders there. Ankalaev's one. It sounds like he's fighting Yuri, though. I think that's what they want next.
Yeah, so I think he is fighting Yuri next, but I think Alex should do whatever he wants. At the same time, I don't really know. I don't know the situation at all. Obviously, I'm not in the deal. I'm not in the UFC offices, but I do know that he brings a lot of money to the organization, and he's a pretty polarizing figure. So he could kind of do whatever he wants.
Okay, well said. Dom, thanks for doing this. I'm taking away some valuable sunlight time for you out there with the nice weather, but always good catching up with you. And honestly, from just like a non-media perspective, I'm glad to see you in a good place, man. It's really great to see you, and excited for this fight coming up here, June 8th, UFC Fight Night. If there's anyone you'd like to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, anything else, I'll give you the last word.
Thank you, James Lynch, for having me on your show. As always, it's nice talking to you. I'm going to thank Cobra Kai, my gym home, Joe Stevenson, my coach, my team, my brothers, Team Elevation for letting me come out and work with you guys. You know, thank you to my management. You know, getting me hooked up, ready for camp, upgrade marketing as well, and my family. You know, I love you guys and all my fans. Of course, you guys are the classiest MMA fans, and that's saying a lot because MMA fans these days I hear kind of crazy.